What's cracking, fight fans? It's your new favorite YouTuber, the Fight Rider here, ready for a really big week in MMA as we have UFC 322, Della Maddalena versus Makhachev, coming to you from New York City, the Big Apple, Madison Square Garden's one of the world's most famous arenas, and it is really exciting, especially for us Aussie fans, to see Della Maddalena defend his welterweight title against Makhachev, the former lightweight champion. I'm not going to be going into it too much here, going to be talking a little bit about it, but later in the week I will be doing a little bit more of an in-depth look at the fights and breaking some of them down. It's going to be a great night. We also have another Australian fighter on the card, Cody Haddon. Haddon is a magnificent young fighter coming to you from Australia. One to watch. He's fighting Malcolm, a Wellmaker as well. Haddon is 8-1 and Wellmaker is 10-0. So a big fight at bantamweight for both these fighters. So plenty of fights to look forward to. It's a stacked card. But again, like I said, we will be looking at this in depth a little bit later. Yeah, we'll go from there. But starting off with, we'll start off with. I was going to start off with a little bit about an MMA legend, a UFC legend, who actually he's still fighting. He was doing some boxing, and he knocked out a reality TV star. I know he said influencer, but he's a reality TV star. So, but I might actually first look at. Now I'm going to have a look at this video by Kamaru Usman. Usman, obviously the former welterweight champion. He recently, I'll just pause that for a second, because that's the video I want to show you. I might try and enlarge it there. So he actually, I might minimize it just a little bit. I can sort of get the video right. I don't know if I'll be able to, but we'll see how that goes. I did have it so I could play it properly. There we go. That's much better. I'll just play it from here when I get a second. But Kamaru Usman, after defeating Joaquin Buckley, he believes he should be the first title challenger for this weekend's winner. So let's just have a listen. This is him talking to MMA Junkies Mike Bone.
The winner of Bilal and Ian Gary next week is going to think they deserve a title shot. There's this whole Ilya Taporia thing that's being asked to Islam every single interview. Do you worry a little bit that someone could try to take this from you, or do you feel pretty confident sitting here? I don't know if you've had conversations with the UFC that you'll be fighting the winner.
No, it's not that I've had conversations, because the UFC is going to do what they're going to do, what they feel is the best for them. So it's not that I've had conversations with them. It's just you just have to let it play out. And they're gonna do what they feel is best for them. Hopefully that's me. Of course, deserve is not a word that I like to use a lot. I don't like that word. I think no one deserves anything. I think it's what you feel, what you've earned, what you feel you've earned. And if the company feels that I've earned that shot, because I have showed them, there was a lot of questions of whether I could still hang with these guys now, these new names in the division, and arguably I went in there against the most dangerous one. The one that was putting guys out with one shot. And I showed that, yes, I am still that guy. And so hopefully that's been enough for them to show that I'm ready to go back and sit back on the rightful place, which is the top of this division, and then start to go through these guys one by one again.
I'll just pause that there before it goes on to any more videos. But that is Usman showing that he can still hang with the best of them, and he has shown that he should be he should be next. So even though he doesn't think anybody should be given anything. So that's very interesting. Not sure personally who I think would fight next. I'd have to just have a bit of a think about it. It depends on. I'm happy for either. Well, depending on who wins, I'd be happy for either one to. If the UFC brass think that Usman is the rightful next contender, then that's fine. But I'm going to let my bias come through here, being an Australian, because JDM Jack Della Maddalena will win this weekend. He's going to beat Makachev, and it's going to be a good fight. But he's going to win. But you've got, so I want to just come down here. So you've got Makachev, Usman in a good position for title shot after UFC 322, and obviously, you know, Islam is Makachev is reciprocating Usman's interest in a championship fight after UFC 322. Yep, and of course Makachev goes after Jack. I think Kamaru Usman, and I know it's MMA. You've got to be confident. If you're not confident going into a fight, you lose. You get knocked out, and if you don't have confidence, that yeah, that's how you get badly hurt. But no, I'm sorry. You're choosing your next title challenger as if you've beaten Jack, and I know you do the old kangaroo has no grappling. Well, I'm sorry. He's gonna win this weekend. It's just he's gonna I'm happy to say it because I'm confident in Della Maddalena's abilities. He's not. It's not Volkanovski that he can sort of try and throw around. Although Volk in that first fight proved that he could hang with Makhachev. So it's going to be a really good fight, and I definitely think JDM is going to just piece him up on the feet. So, and he'll show he's like he defeated Belal Muhammad. So no doubt Makhachev's a better wrestler, of course. That's a given. But I just don't think it happens this weekend. And sorry if you disagree with me, but I told you my Aussie bias is coming through, and I'm just got to stick with this. Us Aussies stick together. So, and that's all it is. But yeah, depends on if this man's next. We'll just wait and see what happens on Sunday. But yeah, it's going to be a very, very good weekend of fights. I cannot wait. So now that's out of the way, let's go over to Bloody Elbow over here. This is the new Bloody Elbow. It's still kicking around. It's not the same as it was. Sorry, that's Sheena Bathory. That's she's doing slap fight. It's not pausing for me. There we go. I don't want to. I've actually come over here because former UFC champion Andrei Arlovski, the man himself, is still fighting. That's right. He's still knocking around. He defeated a Kelechi Kells Dyke, who was from the Netflix reality TV show Too Hot to Handle. This is Kells over here. This man is looking big and ripped, and there he is getting his hand raised over there. So he may be a reality star, but he looks like he can pack a punch. But also, muscles don't always pack a punch themselves. So I don't know if that's from an old martial arts movie I watched, or it's come from somewhere. I know that. But Andrei Arlovski, you just look at him. He's I think he was born in the early 70s. He's but yeah, he's fought in bare knuckle, dirty boxing. But yeah, doing this again is great. I remember one of my early MMA memories is getting I don't know if it was UFC 52 or something like that, where Arlovski was defending the heavyweight championship, and it was was my first UFC DVD I ever bought, and show my age there by saying DVD, but it was it was one of my favorite events. So I'll just double check if it was UFC. No, it wasn't 52 because that was Couture and Liddell, but I did have that. It might have been earlier than that. Some good names on that card. You got Hughes and Trigg, Babalu Sobral and Travis Wolf, and Chuck Liddell and Randy Couture. So that's probably the wrong one. It might be a bit earlier, actually. No, that was even earlier. Heavy hitters. Was it heavy hitters? I think it was heavy hitters. Yeah, it was this one. He fought Justin Elias. That's right. That was my first look at Andrei Arlovski back in 2005. Bought that DVD. And he also had Caro Parisian and Matt Serra on the card. And Rich Franklin fighting Evan Tanner. That was, look at that. Yeah, the heavyweight. Actually, he might not have been fighting for the title, but you had a title fight on that card too. So, yeah, it was a very good card. Anyway, that's, yeah. I'll take it over here now and I'll show you what transpired in the fight. So let's have a look and we'll watch Andre go to work.
Confuse Arlovski, maybe he's going to try to go the other.
Oh! The Pitbull flatlines Kells in the final round. Andre Arlovski still has dynamite power. Somebody was hunting for the bonus, and I don't know, but he might have just secured it there. BJ said it earlier. The power goes last, and we just saw it here, folks. It's gone nowhere.
Let's just watch that one more time. That was a beautiful, beautiful punch. Right on the button, too.
Confuse Arlovski, maybe he's going to try to go the other.
Oh! The Pitbull!
Oh, he still has dynamite in his hands, does Andrei Arlovski. So it's good to see. You know, sometimes fighters stick around a little bit too long. There were times when I thought Arlovski had stuck around too long. I remember him getting knocked out in by Fedor Emelianenko back at, I believe that was one of the what's that? There was a t-shirt company that bought. They had, what is it? I'm blanking on the name of that company now, but they bought the. I'll just go and check it out quickly. It's Andrei Arlovski. Let's have a quick look. Why am I blanking? I know Tom Atencio was one of the CEOs or founders. Where is it? I used to wear the shirts. They were big in the 2000s, along with Tap Out. Affliction, that's it, Affliction. Yeah, so that was, remember, I don't know if many of you, some of you newer MMA fans probably wouldn't remember, but yeah, the clothing company Affliction started up in an MMA promotion, and I'm pretty sure it was actually backed by the current US President, Donald Trump. And they had Fedor Emelianenko. He was the crown and the jewel. And he fought Tim Sylvia on the first one. I believe that's how it went. Beat Tim Sylvia in the first one. Fought Andrei Arlovski in the second one. If we just go back here. Sorry about the whiplash of the going down. So yeah, late 2000, 2008. So yeah. So the first one, he fought Ben Rothwell. And he won. Then he fought on Elite XC, beat Roy Nelson. And then Affliction Day Reckoning, which I believe was the second one, he fought Fedor Emelianenko and won. And then there was supposed to be a third Affliction event, and the main event was going to be Josh Barnett against Fedor. But Barnett ended up testing positive for a banned substance, and the fight was called off and the promotion went under. So yeah, that was a sad end to that one. And I'm pretty sure instead of fighting in a tradition in like a cage, like an octagon or a circular sort of cage, like some fighters do, since the UFC sort of has a trademark on the octagon, they fought in a ring like they did in Pride and in Japan. So it was very interesting. Never been a massive fan of the ring. Too easy to fall out. If you've ever watched Pride, you know that they had sort of people on the outside that sort of stopped anyone coming through the ropes. But it just seemed a little bit dangerous for me. But that's neither here nor there. But the Pitbull, man, look at him go. I mean, he's a couple of his last sort of few MMA fights, he sort of lost. You got TKO to Dontal Mays, and then Waldo Cortez Acosta, the man that recently got eye poked by Ante Delia, beat Arlovski by decision, and Martin Bidet. Bidet? I was going to call him Bidet. Beat him by split decision too. But it's happy. Like, you know, these older fighters, for us long-time MMA fans, hold a special place in our hearts. So it's good to see them get a win, and it's usually sad when they go out sort of, you know, warriors go out and they're sword, and a lot of fighters do too, but sometimes they stick around for one fight too many, and you just hate to see it. So, yeah. But we'll switch gears now, and this is something I came across that I actually couldn't believe. It came out yesterday. Now, Herb Dean is obviously, you know him as an MMA ref. Was one of the best ones early on, and some, you know, he does make his mistakes now and then, but yeah, I don't know. I don't know what people think of him now. Oh, actually, I kind of do, but yeah, I don't know how I feel about him. He's been around forever. Has his moments, you know. Also stuffs up every now and then, but you know, we're human. But anyway, now this is MMA Orbit over on X or Twitter or whatever you want to call it, and it says Herb Dean reveals that MMA officials have agreed to enforce immediate point deductions for fighters who extend their fingers toward opponent. While the rule has been in place for many years, many referees have admitted to being lenient in enforcing it. So let's just have a listen to Herb Dean. Now, this is the BYM pod that he was on, the Believe You Me pod, which I believe is the podcast for Michael Bisping when he did the Believe You Me. That was a terrible British accent, but anyway. But let's just have a listen to this one.
Rules. So we made a rule where it's a foul to extend the fingers towards the eyes. Right. So
Good.
that's the rule we've already had in place, right? So that rule has been there, but we haven't been enforcing
like
it.
that?
Doing
Yeah, like
that.
guys are still doing it, even though you hear Herb and the guys
Right.
saying, "Guys, fingers up," or make it.
Yeah.
And people still just they come
Right.
out like this.
So we're going to move forward on that. We're actually going to, you know, I think people would not have been used to seeing someone get a point taken, because most of the time when we take a point, it's more as a reactive to the damage and the unbalancing of the fight that's been done by a foul, and that's the only way we can think to balance it. But this right here is a dangerous foul. If somebody's going to keep doing a dangerous action, we should start taking points by them doing that action, from them doing that action before it actually happens to hurt somebody. We've made rules.
Okay, so that's just what Herb Dean had to say there. I'm gonna just say that to say that they've been lenient in enforcing it is a absolute understatement. Lenient's not the word I'd use. They've just been blatantly lazy in enforcing that rule. I know you can disagree with me if you like, but obviously there's a picture of Tom Aspinall there with Cyril Gahn. But I don't know if it's just what is happening, or, you know, I know you when you have the fingers up, you want to parry the punches, work out your distance, but come on, it's not that hard to just keep your fingers out of it. Fighters get told, and they get told. They just need to stop it. But to say that, you know, they've been lenient and enforcing is just fucking ridiculous. They really just, you know, they needed to do it from the beginning, because lately it's been getting out of hand, and it's frustrating not only for the fans like us, but it's also frustrating for the fighters. And the fighters are going to lose an eye, lose their vision. We already know. I don't know if it was from eye pokes or what it was. Bisping has one eye, and this pod is, you know, Bisping and Paul Felder. So yeah, I forgot to add Paul Felder's name in. But you know, this is just it should have been. It's common sense. You should just do it from the beginning. That's what you should do. That's why referees are there. Someone will lose their vision, and you know it would have been the referee's fault. And I'm not saying that, you know, like they're human. They make mistakes. We get that, but too many have been happening. Not enough has been done, and it's about time they said we're going to enforce it. For me, this is a little too late, but it's not so late that someone's lost an eye or their vision. Well, not that we know of anyway. So, I just think this is absolutely stupid to say this. But anyway, you know, as long as they do, and the thing is that what they have to do is be consistent with it as well. You know, you can't just say, oh, one poke was not as bad as the other, and one was a foul and point deduction, and the other one wasn't. All eye pokes, in my what I believe, all eye pokes should be a 1 point deduction. No ifs, buts, or maybes. It's just fighter safety at this point, and they really just need to enforce it. So just to hear and say they've been lenient is just, it's fucking stupid. Absolutely stupid. So yes, happy they're enforcing it. About time. And it needed to happen before someone lost vision or an eye. So that's my 2 cents worth on that one. So yeah, but it remains to be seen how it's going to play out. I mean, we've got a big fight card this weekend, a massive fight card. And will we see any point deductions for eye pokes? You know, is it going to cost someone not only a fight, but, you know, being able to see the sight? So, yeah, it's a good thing it's been enforced. It's just taken a little while. So, but that's my 2 cents worth there. Anyway, guys, that's all I'm going to be talking about tonight. Thank you for coming along and joining me on another Fight Writer YouTube video. I'm super excited to be doing this. I just had a couple of days off to sort of spread them out a little bit and try and hopefully get more people to come and watch these videos. But as always, if you're new here, like and subscribe. Leave a comment. Tell me what you like, what you don't. Yeah, we'll go from there. Tell me what you'd like to see. I'm open. And tell me what I can do better. I just, again, super excited to speak with anyone in the MMA community. So thank you again for watching. And until next time, take care.